Alright, so I'm here with Lord Glacier, or 42, or just Travis, depending on whatever you want to go by. Uh, you got a lot of music, that's for sure.
Man, it wasn't always like that though, and I don't even feel like I have that much. But
Why don't you just talk about like how long you've been doing some music for, or just making music in general for?
all right, um, I've been making music since about 2019. I started using, I started using BandLab to make, I guess, beats. They
Mm-hmm.
have like sample packs on there, so I started doing a little bit of that, and then I got FL last year, and mostly been doing stuff like ins- stuff inspired by rappers like Real Sweatshirt, the production they'd have over their stuff
Yeah.
they would do, Mike and uh, quite a bunch of people afterwards, but mostly them and Griselda.
Yeah, while listening to your stuff, I definitely saw the Earl, the Mike.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know there's one other. Oh, Navy Blue. Do you ever listen to Navy Blue?
Oh yeah, no, he's amazing. He's
Yeah, I
still
like that
inspiring.
guy.
He's great. No, but for the hip hop stuff, yeah. So I got FL um, um like last year, early last year, and my friend, who was also an artist named Bliss 3, he helped me
Oh yeah, Bliss. I was gonna talk about him later.
Oh yeah, no, he helped me, get working on it, and I pretty much I already knew what I wanted to do for a long time. I wanted to make like those kind of beats because that kind of sound tracked me already. So I was like, oh, I don't need to do all this other shit. I just need to know how to, I guess, manipulate samples to a way where it sounds distinctly different. So, and that's pretty much. I've just been, getting better at that. And in terms of other music, like um, I've released some improvised works.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to that since 2019, and a little bit before that. I've mostly been into stuff like I guess the free jazz movement of the '60s up to like right now, like all that free jazz, Albert Eiler, Coltrane,
Mm-hmm.
Marion Brown, mostly stuff from the label ESP Disc, and it just kind of kept growing. And I still love that music, and I still think it's the the best way of expression through music, personally. But it's really it has inspired me a little bit more than hip hop, but I haven't made as much of it because it requires a bit more time to sort of make something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and requires like a duo, like, or ideally like a duo, or like two people to at least gain some sort of
Um,
conversation.
when you're
Yeah.
making your improvisation stuff, do
hmm
you use like real instruments or are those like
Oh
plugins?
yeah, I have a I have a saxophone and I have two guitars, so I mostly use those. And I for last year I rented certain instruments. I rented a violin and a bass clarinet. I would just rent instruments and just play them and record a lot of stuff to the as much as I could.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I honestly I only really know, I guess, traditionally how to play saxophone and guitar, and everything else is just improvising, just inferring from how I would play the other two instruments onto other, like piano is it's not as hard to improvise on because I know guitar. I kind of just infer stuff from there.
Yeah.
But I love um, improvising on all instruments. But guitar is my favorite personally. But they are real instruments.
You mentioned
Mhm.
right before you got FL, you're using this thing called Band something. What was that?
Oh, it was Band Lab. It's not. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I haven't. I've heard of like the Apple one, Band, Garage Band. I've heard of that, but I haven't heard of this one.
Oh man. BandLab isn't, I guess, personally isn't as bad as GarageBand, but it's like, yeah, it's like they have the like really could be like sample packs, and it's just not the sound I was really wanting to do, but it was okay for the time. It was
Is
good
it
to
hard
get
to
it.
use?
Well, at the time, it kind of was like I was there.
Uh huh.
I wasn't like young. It wasn't that long. It wasn't that long ago, but it was like,
It's not like
yeah, I
FL
didn't.
Studio, which is like pretty easy to pick up within
Yeah,
like a few weeks or something.
Yeah, I felt like got going in like a month. I started to gain like the groove of like what I wanted to do. Plus, what I do is like the kind of beats I make aren't really hard to make. Like I made like you can make like I can make like 8 in a day or something,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's not really that difficult. Right, not really that difficult because you just take a sample and manipulate it to
Yeah.
some degree. So it's
Actually,
not hard.
um, where do you get your samples from? Do you get them from like records, or are they like
I
things
used
that come
to
within the program?
I used to get samples from like records, and I have like this terrible Crosley player, those turntables, and I used to record it like off my phone. Like I used to record it from my phone
Oh yeah.
and then transfer it to my computer. But I don't do that anymore because that's way too long. So I mostly just get it from YouTube, like YouTube channels. I don't say what channels, but
Mm-hmm.
mostly YouTube.
That's cool. Do you
Yeah.
have anything else you want to just say about like on that subject before I move on?
Um. No, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, for that.
All right, so let's talk about some of your like kind of actual projects now, like
Hmm.
specifically. So I'm just going through your Bandcamp really quick. You have a few Bandcamps. You have a SoundCloud page.
What?
Um, Let me think. So on your Bandcamp, um, Lord Glacier, you have like a bunch of projects, and you have that 42 page. Um,
Yeah.
what's up with the number 42? I'm just gonna ask that now.
That, that's it came as a inside joke reference between me and a very good friend of mine back in elementary school because we were both fans of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. We saw this clip. Have you heard of that film, that series?
The book, Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah.
I read part of the first one, never finished it.
Oh, there. Well, I didn't even read the book. I saw the film, and there's a scene where I think if I remember correctly, these two like kids, these two alien kids, they made this robot because they wanted to figure out the meaning of life, the universe, and everything.
Oh
And the
yeah.
robot gave the answer 42. And me and my friend at the time, we thought that was hilarious. We was like, "What? That's so random." And then later on, I found out that in some cultures, 42 actually is a symbol to mean like the meaning of everything in life and all that. So I use it in the term of like just to encompass the fact that this label that I've created is, or me and my friend, me and another friend created, is like all kinds of music and art, like no limitations. It's basically just a symbol to mean no limitations. Yeah.
Does that have anything to do with like your first project 42?
My first on Bandcamp. Oh no, I don't know. That was just yeah. I just kind of randomly named that.
Okay.
That EP, I haven't even heard that in so long.
Yeah, I could tell it was like kind of rough around the edges, but like, seeing the comparison between this and like your latest stuff, it's just a big improvement, I think.
Thank you. Yeah, that one was basically me. I listened to like a lot of this artist named Cities Aviv, and I wanted to just do that like freestyle kind of stuff over loops, and it didn't really come out well because
I could
uh,
see what you're trying to do, but I just don't think it was like you had enough expertise to really kind of nail
yeah,
it.
for sure. Yeah, it wasn't that good, and I might take it off to be honest with you. Thank you. I forgot about it to be honest.
Hmm.
I forgot to leave it up. No, but no, you're right, and thank you. Yes, there is a huge improvement even in my rapping. What I write.
Hmm.
So thank you.
And let's talk about my personal favorite one I've heard from you, which is Cemetery of Sirens.
Oh yes.
You
Um.
completely made that?
Yeah, that was one that I made like when I woke up and I was really like hungry and like tired, whatever, and I was listening to a bunch of James Ferraro, and he has this group called the Skaters with uh, I forget the other members' name to be honest, but it's like a drone,
Hmm.
sample the drone group, noise group, quote noise group, and I basically wanted to make something like that, just make some like drone stuff with like sitars in it, whatever. So it's basically just me. I got some samples. Yeah, I basically just did my thing in that concept.
So, was it all like improvision? Like, was it all freestyle?
Yeah, the process of making it was pretty much that. I pretty much just listened to all the tracks and see where they fit and whatever, and yeah, even that is attributed to that kind of free flowing nature, like creating it. But thank you. That's I'm very proud of that one. I am surprised it came out as well as it did. I'm
Hmm.
glad many people enjoyed it.
I've listened to it a few times now, and I just think it's like a very like kind of psychedelic experience almost.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to make. I guess I wanted to make something just very outside of myself or what I thought my abilities could be, because I thought, oh, I only really do like loops of samples, or like or chops of samples as well, but like something like that, and just experimenting and see how it could come out, and it came out really well. And I've done a few more collage, or I guess sound collage stuff afterwards, not as
Hmm.
much, but that was the first one I ever did. So much.
Yeah, I'm sorry for keep like jumping topics. You want me to slow down? Just let me know.
And it's all good. It's all good.
All right. So, who is the guy you mentioned earlier, Bliss 3?
Bliss 3 is a very dear friend of mine who I met in 2019 because we were both in like the Instagram like hip hop community,
Mm-hmm.
and we're both from Canada, Ontario, Canada, and we kind of just got to talking, and we both have very similar tastes in music and very similar energy, and he's just a wonderful person who makes even more wonderful, inspiring music. You know, vaporwave and
Mm-hmm.
he also makes some cloud rap stuff, and I'm not even too big on that style of music, but he really does it quite justice because it's really authentic. But he's
Mm-hmm.
just a wonderful person, and I've done many music. I've done quite a bit of music with him, you know, rapping over beats he's made, or just duo stuff, improv stuff. But he's amazing. You should check him out. You should check him out for sure.
I've heard a few of his stuff. Not like his stuff, but I heard something from uh that Temple album you made, Temples of.
Of Kanata,
Yeah,
yes,
you know what
yeah,
I'm talking about. He like
yeah.
produced a few tracks off of there or something.
He produced the outro and he helped mix like a bunch of the record. He was the first person I told about like when I was gonna make that record, and he helped me a lot with that and encouragement and all that. So I really thank him for that and support as well. He always
Hmm.
supports me, and I always support him.
He seems to be, uh, he seems to be doing a little bit different stuff than you. Like he messes around with synthesizers and stuff, which you kind of stay away from.
Yeah, he does. You know, yeah, like I mentioned, he does a lot of vaporwave, a lot of cloud rap, and that kind of stuff. Doesn't have samples all the time, but he. The thing I like about his music is that he always does a variety of stuff. Like he adapts to different climates of music, and he doesn't limit himself. But yeah, you're right. And I mostly do samples, and I don't really make beats in the sense of cloud rap or trap. You know, producer might just like do make like their own beat. I use samples, and he doesn't always, but he does.
Hmm.
He does most of the time.
Speaking of like kind of people you know collaborate with, help produce
Mm-hmm.
your stuff. Where do you meet all these like guys who you collaborate with and feature on and stuff?
I met most of the people on that album I met on Twitter or Instagram, just like I don't know, and some of their music I found on SoundCloud because I be surfing SoundCloud heavy, and just looking for rappers with that signature kind of style, and all of them, all the artists I found are really astounding, and it really is. I really do feel quite honored every time that I get to work with one of these.
And you know how I found you, right?
No, actually, how did you?
So you like last week or something, you put out a tweet, saying, what was it? You were like, I really want to do an interview because I have a bunch of stuff to say,
Right,
and
yeah.
and then one of the guys you worked with, Iggy Madison, who I've
Hmm.
actually done an interview in the past with,
Yeah.
has I think he like linked me to your tweet or something. So then I kind of start investigating from there.
For sure. I really do thank Iggy for that. Yeah, because it's always been a desire of mine to be interviewed because I'm answer accordingly and answer within a reasonable amount of time, but also to express myself in a way that people understand me, I guess. So, and I thank you again for this opportunity. It's really, really.
Let's see. So out of like the whole people, let's just limit it to, or let's not limit it to, who's like other than like Bliss 3, who are like some of your favorite rappers, producers to work with?
For producers I've worked with or rapped over, um, I I love rapping over stuff from um, my guy Swordbearer. He's amazing, Dave.
Hmm.
He's from the UK. He's done a lot of stuff with a couple friends of mine. That's how I know about him. Um, Also like rapping over stuff from another good friend of mine, Micah Gabriel, who also raps as well. I have a album coming out with him at some point in time. But as for like rappers, a lot of them are very good friends of mine. Jay Cinema, uh, my guy, I met him a long while ago. We were very close friends. Every track we do is really quite remarkable. Uh, Another one, Stefan Burnett, who was up, oh not Burnett, sorry, Stefan Roche, and he's on the Kanata record as well as the first track.
Okay.
Really blew me away. We met on Twitter, and Iggy, who you mentioned, is very, very close, very, very close friend, and I really appreciate him and his entire family. Every track we do is great too, but we really should do more. But he's a very good friend, and I mean every artist. But yeah, those are just to name, I guess, some of them. But
Hmm.
everyone on that album pretty much is like the go-to. Like I always hit them up for stuff. Like I'm planning to do another EP as well, and I might hit up like a couple or another record, and I'll probably gonna hit up a few people on that one. But yeah, pretty much everyone on that I appreciate to the moon.
Hmm. Um. So, speaking of the Temple of Kanata, um,
Mm-hmm.
what did like the whole process of that look like? Did you have like a bunch of beats laying around, or did you like reach out to the people you're gonna feature first of all,
the
or?
the thing that album took quite a while to make because it started off with me. It started off when this album by Preservation came out. And he got a bunch of rappers on it. He got a bunch of like some of my favorites like Billy Woods, Rock Marciano, like Ka, whatever. I was like, I might as well do something like that because I know a good amount of people. But the thing about it, I was only gonna get a few people, really, like Stefan and Jay and a few other people. But it took a lot longer because I mean, some of them took a long time to record like their tracks and get it back. So I had to wait for that, and then I made the mistake of asking even more people than anticipated send tracks back, and some of them took a short amount of time to reach back, and some took longer. So it kind of just varied from that, and me just asking too many people.
Hmm.
But it's okay. Even though the record is a tad bit long, it's still I still think it's substantial because all these people are essential.
I thought it was a decent length, or I didn't. How long is the record? Do you know? Do you know how long it is?
It's like 58 minutes, I
Or
believe.
I thought it was like around 40. I guess that might be a little long. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a like pretty coherent experience all the way through.
Right.
Maybe near the middle a little bit it kind of fell apart, but other than that, it felt kind of coherent.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, I I think they all did the perfect job. Every writer, but yeah.
Hmm.
I think the thing I'll do next is just make it a bit shorter. For this next one I'm doing, I'm just gonna get, I guess, just less people.
Okay.
even though this is really incredible. But yeah, I need to just make it a bit shorter.
So you put out something today, right?
Yeah,
All right.
well, it's not
I only
really.
listened to one song off of that. Why don't you just talk about that?
The one I put out like today was not necessarily a record. It's more so just some producers mostly sometimes put out like, or I guess people I know have put out beats that they're trying to sell,
Mm-hmm.
but mostly in like a Google Drive folder, and then they send it to people. But I can't really do that because my drive is full, like the storage is full. So I just put it on Bandcamp so people can listen and can like DM me if they want to buy any. No one's done it yet, but
Mm.
you never know.
So if someone were to like uh buy the project off of Bandcamp, would you like take it down, or would you uh
Like buy the whole thing.
yeah?
Well, I wouldn't take it down. I would be a tiny bit shocked, because you're meant to like buy like individual like beats, but it would be appreciated. I wouldn't take it down though.
Mm-hmm. I
I
just
would
don't
just say to
understand.
the
I
person,
just didn't understand how it worked.
oh, I would just say to the person, oh, just don't use the beats, like if or just tell me which one or ones you want to buy, because like
Okay.
that's why I put it at like $42, because I mean you're not really meant to buy the whole thing.
I didn't think
It's,
so.
yeah, yeah.
So like on average, how many beats do you make on like a daily basis? Like, have you made any today?
Nah, not yet, cause I've been indulging. I've been watching this film. I've been watching some, but I haven't made any yet. I mostly make like I don't know, five most days,
Hmm.
and sometimes I take a break. But I mostly make like five, and if I'm feeling really good, like 11 or something.
Oh, really?
Or if I'm making like a pack of beats for someone, if we're doing an album or an EP or something, I'll just make all of them in the day and then send it
Uh,
later.
so are they easy to make, or are you just like really experienced and have a lot of experience doing it?
They are. I mean, I have some experience. I've been doing it for a little bit of time, and but they are quite simple. I guess the ones I do make beats with drums some of the times too, so those take longer mostly
Mm-hmm.
because finding drum samples are, I mean, personally quite a bit harder to match like the loops I do,
Yeah.
which is one of the reasons I mostly do loops. But it's it sometimes takes longer than other times.
So your beats pretty much just like consist of like one loop, just like repeated over and over again.
Most times, sometimes I switch it up. You know, sometimes I add a second one or just chops of the same sample.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pretty much sometimes it's just a consistent one singular sound,
Mm-hmm.
and they people that's the sound of the tracks. Most of the rappers I work with anyway, so it works.
Yeah. Let me see. Do I have any other questions here? Because I have a few written down, but I think I might have
Hmm.
gone through them already. Oh, I do have one more.
Yeah.
And that is about on your 42 account,
Hmm.
the very first project that was like kind of a noise imposition imposition thing, or you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Sabi Castle,
Um, yeah, Sabi Castle,
was that
the preview.
never finished because it's just called the preview? Or
Well, it's not like it's not finished. It's pretty much it's me and Bliss Three's duo, um, I guess experimental duo, where we just we make whatever we want, pretty much, no limitations. And it's a we put it as a preview because it's like we're gonna do more stuff this year.
oh, okay.
Gonna release an album sometime this year, and or get one going anyway, and do some live shows hopefully and
Oh
stuff
wait,
like that.
is 42 a duel between you and Bliss 3?
The label is pretty much just it's just us, but we have other people who have
Okay.
released stuff under it. But yeah, it's pretty much run by. It was originally just run by me and him, and it's like 3 tracks just to give people, I guess, the taste of what we're gonna do
Uh-huh.
later on. That was the idea.
Do you have like a big following? Like I haven't checked. Do you have like a lot of people
Well,
like anticipating your releases?
it doesn't feel like it, but I do see people who be getting excited whenever I release stuff. So I guess so. I have a sizable amount. I have a good amount of artists I respect who follow me, or
Mm-hmm.
like big artists people consider big artists who follow me, uh, like Ural Droog, who's one of my favorite rappers, follows me on Twitter. We don't talk all the time, but
That's
it is
cool.
nice to have some kind of following at least.
Mm-hmm. How'd you kind of build yourself up to where you are now?
I I pretty much just am a fan of music and just started just reaching out to people and presenting myself in a authentic manner, like just being myself and not being fake. Or if I want to collab, I'll be like I pretty much reach out to people who I genuinely want to work with or are good friends of mine. Like I won't. A lot of people I'll be saying, "Oh, just doing it for clout or just to get money immediately."
Mm-hmm.
But I can't bring myself to do that because this music thing is really much more powerful than that, and it's a much more personal, passionate thing for me. Like I pretty much just cemented myself as I try to cement myself as an authentic person. I guess people realize that, which is great. So
Mm-hmm.
I just have a lot of friends, I guess.
A lot of connections.
Yeah, for sure. That's I pretty much try to get a lot of people that I'm cool with,
Yeah.
and thankfully I am.
That's kind of cool because you get a lot of connections and you just have a ton of freedom to do whatever you want
Yeah,
without like worrying about promotion.
exactly. And I mean, yeah, sometimes I mean, maybe the amount of people who listen to my stuff are not as big as I hope, but at least there are some people, and that's kept me, happy enough to still put out music.
Mm-hmm.
And I've produced for other people who I've mentioned are, I guess, a bit more well known in this sort of scene that I'm a part of, which is great. Because it's great for them, of course, because they're my friends and I want them to see them succeed, and then also get to be a part of it. So it's great.
So about your SoundCloud,
Mm-hmm.
you have pretty much that's just you producing for other people and then you upload that track with them rapping on top of it.
Yeah, I've mostly been releasing like singles. But I just put one out a couple minutes before. My friend Sefu did a track with me called Track Spikes, which is I love, I adore. Yeah, I pretty much been doing that. But I used to put out like when I first got FL, every beat that I made, if I liked it, I would just put it out on SoundCloud like randomly.
Hmm.
And I took some of them down because they're not that good. But yeah, I pretty much just do like singles from albums that I'm gonna put out with people, or you know, I guess yeah, previews of albums that I'm gonna put out with people, or just singles. Yeah, pretty much. And I do some beats. I have oh yeah, I have this remix of Conway, but I also have this other SoundCloud page as well. I don't remember if I sent it to you. It was
I don't think so.
the other 42. There's a 42 SoundCloud page where
Okay.
it's almost the same thing. Do you want me to send it to you right now?
Yeah, sure. Tell me what I'm looking at here.
Well, the the first, I guess the what you'll see is the top tracks are, let me see, the popular tracks. Yeah, the first one is one with my friend Uhuru Noir, which got a surprising 1,000 plays, which is very very surprising because we don't really get that kind of plays, or I don't really. And then the next one is quite a wonderful achievement on my end. Is an album I did with Coin Locker Kid. Are you
Oh.
familiar?
No, I'm not, but I think I listened to that EP on Bandcamp and it sounded really cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. No, he's well, he's pretty well known within the internet communities like radio music, whatever. But
Uh-huh.
he's a very nice person. I don't know where he's at nowadays because he deleted his Instagram and
Do you still
well,
make
I guess
music?
I don't think he's making music anymore. I think he stopped making music for some time anyway. But I
Hmm.
have no idea where he's at. We just did the 3 tracks and had a few conversations, and that was it. I'm very grateful to have done them. Such a wonderful achievement. And then the rest of these tracks here, yeah, I have one with me rapping when he produced it, one with my friend DS All Star, and some other singles with a bunch of other rappers on with Metro World, World Peace, Lord J Cinema, um, Maj Dia, and yeah, me rapping over a bunch of people's stuff. But one here, I think you might enjoy, since you like sirens, is the one that I called The Banshee and the Drums That Accompanied Her, which is another sound collage piece that I did for Halloween last year. You might enjoy that.
Definitely send that. Oh, I see it here.
Yeah, and there's another one. I'll tell you about 2 other ones. One of them, York Region Transit, which is on there, is an alter alias of Bliss 3 actually. So he put that on there. And the one here, the first thing we put up was Remember Cat Dreams Never End, which was an EP me and Iggy did. Actually, was an improvised work that me and Iggy did when I came to visit his house um, uh, in Toronto last year. It was a really fun time and really great music. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is the best one of the best things I've ever put out. I don't even know if I sent it to you. I can't believe I missed it.
All right, I'll definitely listen to those things.
Mhm. You'll probably like it for sure.
Uh, I like a lot of the improvisational stuff. Or God damn it.
Yeah. No, I know what you're trying to say. Yeah. And thank you for that because I think that's like the most passion filled work that I put out, and it means a lot when people actually listen to that and understand it. So yeah, thank you.
I got a question about the, you know, um, so is it completely like freestyle, or do you just go through it one time with like one instrument and then like add another one over top, or do you do any editing at all, or how does that even work?
Well, yeah, it's pretty much I get an instrument and I just start playing how I feel in that moment and record it.
Okay.
And most times I keep the recordings because they come out pretty good. So, but the thing with me is sometimes I feel it. I feel I play better. I mean, a lot of these kind of musicians feel this way, but I feel the music is better when it's not being recorded. Like
Yeah.
I always when I play by myself, like it's amazing, and then when I record, it's like, oh no, what? This isn't as good as I was hoping, but whatever. It's still around the same, but yeah. And one thing I keep thinking about because I was talking to a friend of mine who's an improvised musician named Matt Weston, and he mentioned that this player Cecil Taylor used to he set up this mechanism where every time he would like enter his room, like a cassette tape, like a cassette player would start and or cassette recorder would start recording and he would play his piano, and he might not even know, but I've thought about doing something similar to that. I don't know how to go about doing it, but like I keep thinking about that.
So
Like,
you're telling me it was on a sensor, so every time we walked in, it would just start recording?
yeah, and like
Huh.
I don't know. I mean, would you become conscious of that? Like, I feel like
So
if I
is
did
it just like a normal thing he does? Like whenever he walks into his room, it's always to play the piano?
yeah, and then it would be captured,
Huh.
and so it's like that fear of like, oh, what I recorded isn't that good. At least it's out the window because at least you're playing in the moment and not thinking about the cassette. And then you could maybe find it later, like, oh yeah, I recorded this. Nice.
I'll just get worried about like having to go through a whole bunch of those, you know?
For
That
sure.
might be too many.
It would be too many, and that's I'm like, no, that couldn't work. But I think most of the recordings I put out I'm pretty proud of them. I released the solo record where it's just me playing. I'm very proud of that too.
Which one?
It was the one on the 42 Bandcamp called Soil. It
Oh,
was under
okay.
my name, and I have this one called the Blue Marble Castle that I did for this festival called Banger Fest. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. It's this online festival, and I sent it in and they played it, and a bunch of people enjoyed it actually. But I'm very proud of it.
No, I have not heard of that.
Oh no, Banger Fest is pretty fun. It was pretty fun last year and the year before. Really fun.
Hmm.
It's mostly like hyper pop and cloud rap, so I just tried to add a variety, I guess.
All right. Um, I think that's all my questions. I mean, do you have like any wisdom you get to give to people trying to make similar music to you? Any tips?
For
Any,
sure.
just like
Um,
speak your mind.
all right. Any advice I would give to people making music? Well, for hip hop, I'd say just don't limit yourselves. Yes, you can make beats with drums in it or whatever kind of beats you want, and don't let anyone's like other opinions like sort of warrant you or limit you to what kind of beats you want to make. Make how the kind of music you want to hear every day, pretty much. And this is just all across the board, even for jazz, any musicians listening. Just make the kind of music you want to hear each and every day, and music you feel that presents yourself in an authentic manner. And overall, just be authentic and be genuine, and don't be fake with it, because that won't get you anywhere. Truly, it won't. Anywhere, you know, philosophically or just in general, it just won't get you anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's pretty much it. I'm still young myself, so I have quite a bit to learn myself. So that's all I can give for now, and hopefully down the line there's more to give. But I hope whoever listens, takes what I say to heart. And if you listen to my music, thank you so much. It means the world, truly, guys.